everywhere. It takes 2 fucking hours. We find nothing. Nothing. Fucking zilch. Nothing. Nothing. So now he's out his wallet. He's like canceling his bank, everything, like trying to make sure at least he doesn't like lose anything more than the cash in it. And we're like trudging home in this Uber from like the trip from hell. But wait, it gets better. Thankfully, like on our ride home, we had this Uber driver who was super sweet. I think he could tell something was up. So he was like, "Are you guys okay? Like, are you okay, sister?" I was like, "No." Like, "Thank you. I'm sorry if I seem down, but like we just lost our wallet." He's like, "Oh, don't worry. In this city, they'll call you." I'm like, "It's been like 4 hours. We've gotten no call. I don't think his like phone number's in there." He's like, "Don't even worry." He like whips out this wallet. He's like, "See this wallet? I found this morning. I called him. I've called him 20 times. As soon as I can, I'm gonna get this back in his hands. In this city, they'll call you, they'll get you your wallet back." We're like, "Oh yeah, sure. This has been the fucking trip from hell. It's been horrible." No, it's not happening, right? We get back to the hotel. We're miserable. Whatever. Selah. So we like tuck into bed, fucking drained. And then right before we fall asleep, at like 11 o'clock San Francisco time, Alan gets a fucking call. It was the police department from where we were. Someone had turned in his wallet. So thankfully, we got his wallet back because it would have been super sus if 2 of us were minus our wallets going through TSA. He gets his wallet back. And so there's at least that. But that wasn't the whole trip. The next day, I'm getting like itchy thinking about it. I'm sorry. The next day, we go driving in the mountain with our friend because he has a really nice car, and he was like, "Look, you guys have literally like had the shittiest time. Whatever, let's go." We go driving through, and it's great overall, solid time. And then as it's my turn to like take the wheel, I get this really shit feeling. I'm like, no, I don't know what it is, but like something is wrong. So I like tell him, "No, like your car's great and all, but like something feels off. Like, can you just like drive it the rest of the way? Because we're in like the mountains, it's super twisty. We may not have been going the speed limit. So I'm like, take it over. Like something's wrong, something's off. Within 3 minutes, we passed by. Thankfully, nobody was harmed, but somebody had flipped off the road above us and like tumbled down the edge like just before we drove by, like just before. So at least we didn't hit that, I guess. Yay for like gut intuition. After that, we just like we were like done, so we took it easy the rest of the trip. Nothing happened. I get home. Turns out my monitor's busted. Yay. So I have to buy a new monitor. And then I go to move my little sister. My little sister was like frantically texting me. She was like, "I have nowhere to stay for the next week." She goes to a college nearby, and they have like a week where there's no leases because they clean the dorms. So she had nowhere to stay for a week. So she's actually currently sleeping on my couch. So I had to like, as soon as we got back home, quite literally, I had to drive like an hour to go pick her up, load her stuff into my car, come back. On the way back, my car breaks down. Turns out my fuel gauge is busted, but we broke down on like the left side of the highway, just outside of the HOV lane. And so I had to like put it in park. It was just starting to get dark. We had no power, right? So I couldn't, like, we had the emergencies on, but it was gonna run out soon. We call the tow truck, 40 minutes out, like mega expensive, but whatever. We figure out it's the fuel gauge, thankfully, so at least there's that. It's not something expensive like the alternator. We can just like be careful, but guys, I've had the worst week. All of that's been in the last week. So if I seem a little bit hectic, if I seem a little bit out of it, I apologize. I literally had the week from hell. I'm like over it. I'm over it. So there's that. Woo. Sounds like a Chevy Chase movie. I think I've like run through all of my bad luck for the rest of the year. Like fucking knock on wood, dude. Gotta get that fuel pump checked out. Not the fuel pump, fuel gauge. So we just ran out of fuel, but it never showed as empty because the fuel gauge was busted. It was stuck at like halfway between empty and full. Whew, that was the best summarized version ever. Dude, I could not have said that quicker either, and that still took like 15 minutes. TLDR, SF is cursed and it cursed too. Unfun. Unfun. Just buy a lottery ticket? Seriously. Hot hours make Hell's Itch feel better. Yeah, but it has to be like mega hot, and as soon as you get out, it gets worse. Told you SF was cursed. You were so right, Panda. You were so fucking right. All right. Son, I'm so sorry. We don't have the cat in here because we're doing some stuff that's not cat friendly. So I will refund you your points at the end of stream. Bruh. Fuel pumps in modern cars are often cooled by the fuel. If you run it dry, it can impact the pump. Yes. Understood. Understood. Okay. I get it now. This is why the hair should not be changed yet. I know. I'll go into like go platinum and it'll just fall off. Let me grab the rest of our MT3 stuff. Here's the over the shoulder comparison. Again, I'm sorry about like how crazy this is. Usually this is my top down. We had to swap it at the beginning of stream because our top down kept turning off randomly. So that's why it's so weirdly bright. But you can see even so that there's significantly more saturation to this case versus this case. This is a little bit more gray. And then this, of course, is more pink than either of those two. I'm going to gently rest this on top. It's not going to hurt anything, but that way you can see all three. So this is the pinkest. This is that Polaris color. It's almost a champagne-y color, but this has just got that little bit extra gray. So that's the color difference. I hope that helps. Let me go get my MT3 set and we'll get this finished. It's quite hot. Camera shutting down, I suppose. It is rather warm, but that was not the issue in this case. I think we had it set to the wrong mode and I didn't catch it until I like swapped it down because my C-stand is like 10 feet in the air, so I couldn't properly see my settings. Yo, where's the rest of my MT3 set though? I think it might be in my bins back here. Please hold. No, I don't trust you guys that much. One sec.